would be interested in coming to Rotary, and I think I did a presentation on Coffin Center.
Yes.
Very briefly back then, and
Bud's very humble. He was early on with the Coffin Center downtown, and setting all that up.
And then about a year later, I contacted Mark Anderson and agreed to join the club.
We went back and forth.
Back and forth a few times, and the rest is history, hopefully. So I decided I like to talk to pictures. It gives my hands something to do, just standing up here talking. This sort of makes me uncomfortable most of the time. Whoops, that's not right. Where's the little,
See slideshow at the top?
where's it at the top?
Yeah, usually.
There it is. I'm not used to Windows 8.
Does that work?
I don't know, maybe we'll just make it. Oh, there we go. And then let me know if you can't hear me. Sometimes my voice kind of falls off. Try to talk over this air conditioning. It's not going to work. You know what? I'm just going to do it this way so you'll get a preview of the next slide. The story of me. That's the way I decided to start out this morning.
But on the big screen, we only see the presentation
Oh,
itself.
you only see, okay,
Yeah.
that tells you. I need eyes in the back of my head. There's me when I was born. I'll get into this a little later. That's not a photograph.
Pretty
But
cool.
I'll explain that just a little bit later. But you know, in 52 years, this is where we're at. 52 years, there we go. Isn't it amazing? I was born in Raytown, lived there most of my life. Eventually moved to Independence about 21 years ago. I'm losing track of time. So I've been an Independence resident for 21 years, but I kind of go all over Kansas City. I spend a lot of my time in Johnson County and Independence. Career-wise, Mark had touched briefly on my career, but I've been several different places. I actually started with Kansas City Power and Light back in 1984, and I was there for 12 years as an internal auditor and a operations auditor for a number of years. And decided I'd leave there during the Tilcorp United merger in 1996. I guess that was. The reason I looked at Jerry is that's where I met Jerry. Reynolds. Jerry was with Moped in the Tilcorp at the time, and on some audit I was doing on out in the field. Jerry and I met, and I have a lot of friends around town and kind of all over the country, and that was a great time during my career. I left there in 2002 and became CFO at Union Station, and I was there for 5 years, probably during its worst financial times. That was a bit of a load, and we fixed a lot of things while we were there. I think we set up a pretty good foundation for where it is now. But it was hard to make money there, and it still is hard. It's a great landmark, and I love it. It's a great asset to the city. From there, I went to Coffin Center, and actually the fundraising VP is Jane Shue, who's the current CEO of Coffin Center. She kind of came and got me. She wound up in my office one morning and asked her if I would come help on the project. And groundbreaking at the center had just been the previous November, and so I joined Coffin Center as its CFO and operating VP in January of '07. And the little pictures there kind of tell the story. I took Coffin Center pretty much from that during the construction phase with my role and the team of a lot of the people working on it to our grand opening celebration. And we had something like 40,000 people, I think, that visited in that Monday from about 9 o'clock in the morning until 6 in the evening. And I don't know if you can see it, but this line out in front of the building literally stretched around the building, back down Wyandotte, someplace down Broadway. People literally waited in that line all day long just to come to the building and do a half an hour tour and do various things. Great experience. I loved working there. Two entertainment businesses between Union Station and this one. That was quite an experience. I left there at the end of, well, early 2013, I guess it was. Took about a year break. Started my own consulting firm, which I call ARC Strategies. Well, Cindy probably knows why I call it ARC Strategies. And in that time, also got connected with another consulting group out in California called Olive Grove Consulting, that's run by a young woman who's done professional business consulting for a number of years, and I'm still active with that. But at the beginning of 2013, I started working for Heart to Heart International, and that picture up there was a team picture we took last week. We're a small group of people in the United States, about 22 staff in Olathe. Currently, we're considering a move to Lenexa, but we have kind of an international reach in terms of what we do. Rotary has a historical connection. Dr. Gary Morse, who started the organization back in '92 with 3 other Rotary Club members, sort of as a service project to go overseas to Russia to deliver pharmaceutical supplies and medical services. And that's kind of how the organization got started. And we still do a lot of that work. We have one of the things I'm pretty proud of most of the time. It has its issues. We were talking about the Dominican Republic briefly, but Heart to Heart has a significant medical operation in Haiti, in and around Port-au-Prince and in the southeast. And these were photos that I took March or April of 2013 when I was there, just various places. And it's both a very complex country. That's a shot of the traffic we drove through in Port-au-Prince. People drive everywhere. It doesn't matter which way the roads go. They'll drive on the sidewalks and cross in front of each other and everything else. It's just very congested. It's just very beautiful spots down along the southern coast. That's in a small village called Belvance out on the southern Caribbean Ocean, or they call it something else. It's not the Caribbean, it's on the southern coast. But a very interesting place, very African in culture, very primitive, no roads, very little resources, but the people are very resourceful in terms of what they do. And there's political problems that go back and forth and just issues and things that go on. But we're there all the time, always looking for funding, and that's actually the most significant part of our operation. Some other career highlights.
Yeah,
You get
you
it?
kind of look like that.
Yeah.
Are you coming
This
as,
is actually a picture of me. The rest of them are Rotary.
is that what you're coming to as? Is
I don't
like
know yet.
Laura's deal?
How could you not?
My kids, the next big thing in my life are my kids. I probably talk about them. In fact, my girlfriend Kate commented that I was the proud papa last week. Sarah spoke at Truman's graduation Sunday, did an excellent job. And actually parts of her speech got quoted in the Examiner. Her brother took this photo.
Top 4.
She was the top 4, yeah, the top 1%. Her brother actually took this photo of her last weekend. This is her when she was a baby, not quite 6 months old. And of course, Scott's asked me questions before about Sarah's competitive softball career. When she played with Truman, they won the state championship 2 years ago, I think is what it was. And then my son Dan, who's an engineering student, aeronautical engineering at Rolla, in his baby picture. And then all 3 of us together at homecoming last fall. And so I'm pretty proud of my kids. My ex and I have had an excellent experience raising them. No issues. They're just great kids. These are my other children. Scott knows about Thor,
Wonder Dog.
the Wonder Dog. He experienced his first fish at the lake a couple of weeks ago. I have 2 cats, actually. We don't have a picture of Rhodey yet, but that's JoJo when she was a kitten, and just last week when she was sitting in her box on the island. And then the big German Shepherd next to Thor is Kate's, and we love that picture because it's like the Incredible Hulk. And you get the size differential, but they're pretty good brothers, and it's interesting to watch them play.
The little one's not a chew toy for the big one?
Actually, it's the reverse.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, it's the reverse. I'm not sure what I'm doing. I can't operate this remote for some reason. That's what it says. There's a little Cindy face that popped up. Other stuff. This is just a montage. I thought, you know, of all the stuff I do run 5Ks. I've got a couple coming up this summer. I run about a 7.5 minute to 8 minute mile most of the time. Usually have come in the top 2 or 3 in my age group. I fish. I have a boat at Hillsdale Lake in Kansas. Spend quite a bit of time there, especially during the summer. I'm a big fan of Turner Classic Movies. Don't get me started on classic movies because I won't stop. And that's about the only TV I watch. I paint. These 2 are pictures that I took that I have in my archives of painting I did of Union Station and a drawing I did many years ago. And I travel. I've been virtually all over the United States, but I love to go to Chicago and New York. A little unique. And I usually, when I go travel, I'm usually a resident. And the last one, I was on the Board of Heritage Philharmonic, the former Independent Symphony, for 5 or 6 years, until about a year ago when I left it. And that was a fun experience, good organization. And then last but not least, JR can relate to this, is my other hobby, is my cigars. And I thought, how many pictures do I have of cigars? And I think I take a picture of every good cigar I get, but I am a big cigar drinker. That was good. Timing on that was excellent. Yeah, I am a big cigar smoker, and actually, my daughter's boyfriend brought back some Cubans from overseas, and when they're real, they are really, really good. But it's kind of hard to find real ones, real good ones anywhere. So that's me. That's the story of me. Any questions? Comments? Remarks?
Where'd you go to college?
UMKC in Rockhurst. I guess that's one other thing. I will be an adjunct professor in the fall at Rockhurst, so teaching a finance class, so I'm looking forward to that.
Where's your daughter gonna go to school?
Arkansas, she's going to be a Razorback.
Uh-oh.
Scholarship or softball or?
No sports scholarship. She's got several that were locally awarded, and then the state, she's got like out-of-state tuition waived as well, so that makes it a little bit easier. Yeah.
What are your top 3 classic movies?
Top 3 classic movies. Random Harvest. Let's see if I can remember the actors in it. Random Harvest is a story about this man who loses his memory during World War I, and over time, and marries, then forgets about his wife, and she continues to follow him until he remembers her at the end of the movie. So, Greer Garson and Ronald Coleman.
Oh.
Gosh.
Gone with the Wind.
Yay.
And let's see, third, what would that be? There's probably several in there. I would probably say the original Mask of Zorro with Tyrone Power is another favorite, but you know, they all kind of flow. Adventure movies. So.
Do you have a relationship with liking cigars? Do you have a particular place that you patronize? Or?
You know, I go to Outlaw out in Leawood.
Medcamp.
Yeah. And then there's one on Metcalf. Yeah, and on Metcalf. There's another one on Metcalf called Cigar and Tobacco, and that's because they're close to work. But Deeples.
The reason I'm asking is because many of the wine festivals have cigar tents. They have an area where there's cigar smoking, and we've discussed that off and on.
Yeah.
We had met with just a brick wall last year. We just did not want it, and I think she's kind of mellowed out on that a little bit, and kind of talking about it. If that's something that you all think would be a good